Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. I have to move that. There we go. That was going to bother me. And so this is a reading for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra. And our card tonight is the Fool. Not a bad card to have, especially, if you are in America right now. It's the 4th of July when this is coming out. It's a couple days before the 4th, but, it is kind of, I don't know if it's just, well, even when I lived in California, I grew up in California. It's been, born and raised. I live in the Midwest now. The 4th of July is such a big deal out here. So it goes on for like a week, it feels like. So absolutely a very jovial kind of energy going on. And even with where I'm at, it's been flooding. Even with all of that, there's still, people find a way. So it makes sense. The Fool, there is a sense of kind of, letting go of the norm, letting go of the regular routines of life and enjoying yourself a little bit. Okay. Now I know most of the viewers here, most of you are from America, according to the stats or whatever, but some of you aren't. You might be thinking, okay, Lenore. Well, hopefully you have something to celebrate going on, something enjoyable. The weekend is coming, and that energy, it feels like it is flowing. If you are in the summer, in the winter, it does not matter. Okay. So also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, please do. If it's your first time here, shout it out in the comments. Okay, so I want to start here. We have a person putting a baby into, it looks like a cradle or maybe a crib, okay? So we also have the little bird kind of flying overhead. And over here we have another person kind of looking on. And so I do feel that there is a child of somebody's. It might be yours. It might be a grandchild, a great-grandchild. It could be niece or nephew or somebody that you are close with has had a child. But there is the energy of a baby in the family. And this is something that feels so dear. I wonder if this is kind of not only been anticipated, but prayed for, right? Really wanting for this, the mother, the father, maybe going on, quite a journey of trying to conceive. And so I feel like this is really, the jewel of the family. I feel like this such like the idea of having, now every child is a miracle, okay? Yes, I'm cheesy like that, I am. I used to never really be, I didn't notice kids, I was never around them. My daughter, actually, I feel like is maybe the first baby I ever held. I know, that's ridiculous. And I didn't have her when I was young. I had her when I was 35. So, but after I've had a child, and I'm around children a lot now, they just absolutely are. They're the miracles of our lives. And so And from what I hear, the grandchildren are even, there's even a greater connection often. And that's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing. So I feel like this is kind of, just a celebrated being, loved and coveted and protected. We have the bird overhead. There's so much peace in this situation. I feel there is just an elation here. And so, it really does. It kind of changes everything. Even if you're not the one, doing all of the day in and day out, right? You're maybe grandma, grandpa, or great grandparents or something. And so you get to visit, you get to be around, and you maybe change some diapers and stuff, but you're not necessarily doing all of the wake ups and stuff, which is nice. So this is a wonderful blessing, a beautiful feeling to have. It is. I'm thinking of you just smiling. I'm thinking of these, tears of joy. And so, yes, very happy to see that. Now we have goats. Goat. All over the place. So the goats are, they're Capricorn. It doesn't have to be Capricorn though, but we have the sea goat. So that immediately comes to mind. But more than that, the goat to me represents a being or a group of beings that are so fortified in self. They are really good at traversing the most difficult situations. So I look at this and there's really, a little herd of them. So, or a troop, or I don't know what they're called when goats get together. But I feel like this is like family, maybe a friends group, maybe your work family, whoever it is, you all are so good at working together to get things done. You absolutely have been through some, difficulties. As any group of people who have known each other for a while and are, loyal and devoted to one another, yeah, you're going to go through some things together. And I feel that you have remained intact as a group, as a family. You have not surrendered to just, giving up or inertia or, just kind of running and hiding away from the world. You meet everything with great vigor. Okay, there is an energy, a fire, a wonderful ability to problem solve. Also, really, I think for most Libras, a great strength in mediation, in being a diplomat, in being somebody who supports the greater collective, right? But also individuals. Right? You might be somebody who's like a counselor, teacher, social worker, I don't know, maybe in the medical field in general, but you are somebody that comes in with a level head, right? When things are just starting to get that fever pitch and it's going to kind of become chaotic, and maybe there's some in the family that are very, they start to worry and they start to, get kind of frantic about things or disruptive or whatever it is. You're the one that comes in and really kind of brings the energy to that balanced place. You're really good at communication. Okay, so I feel like this is one of the great things of your life, to have these people around you who you feel so very close to. And, you know, it's not just like, oh, we hang out and, you know, kind of, you know, nothing really comes of it. We're just kind of chilling, which is fine. Of course, we all need a little bit of that. But no, you absolutely get things done. I can imagine, right? Like, it's a Sunday afternoon and a shed needs to get built. And, you know, everybody kind of shows up to help and brings the tools. And, you know, if you don't have a certain tool, they'll make sure to bring it over. And spending the afternoon kind of grilling and laughing and at times getting a little annoyed with each other when something's not going the right way. But it gets done, right? It gets finished and everybody feels satisfied and, you know, closer and closer yet, because you show up for one another. There is a devotion there that is not, it's not something that you see widely. You know, we might perceive it within people, you know, just on the surface, but, you know, I don't know if it's always been like this or if it's just this modern era we're living in. People just don't get as close as they once were. There are lots of people in the world, and, you know, more and more, I think, every day, that just, they don't know how to connect to others. They don't know how to make friends, or keep friends, right? Maybe they meet people they like and you get along, but then, you know, there's just, you know, turmoil, or there's no upkeep of the relationship. I think a lot of people don't know how to do this, or they're just not compelled to do so. You know, they give up easily on things. And so, you know, you're a rarity, your grouping of human beings here, yeah, absolutely, kind of a very special collective of people. Okay, so that's a beautiful blessing to have, absolutely. Now, we have a kangaroo right here, okay? So the kangaroo to me is always a, well, not always. I'm going to say it's always. No, it is partially, mostly, often, a symbol of the mother, okay? Because we have a marsupial here. With the, and what is a marsupial, right? They have the pouches. They keep their little babies in the pouch. And so we have, I know possums are marsupials and kangaroos are marsupials. So this is definitely kind of a strong mother energy. And I feel like you have a strong and enduring relationship with your mother. Okay, if she is still alive, manifest, or has transitioned, mother is always with you. Okay, this is a relationship that it is like a, what do they call these, soul contracts, or a relationship with somebody who you incarnate with throughout lives, right? You travel the expanses of the universe together. And, you know, this might not just be one person, or when you manifest, you might be multiple people, or, you know, whatever. There's no set way. They're not always your mother, but I do feel like in this lifetime, this is a person that, you know, you've never connected with anybody as deeply as this, okay? And I think that there's just such a soul bond. And I also think that your mother maybe is or was maybe a clairvoyant, maybe a medium, but I feel like practicing magic of some kind, maybe a healer, okay? Now we have this, it looks like the crone, okay? Her foot is in the divine. You can see on the rim, this is the divine. This is the, metaphysical. These are where messages come through from the other side, or from spirit, from divine places. And so I do feel there is this natural ability towards magic, herbalism, being connected with the earth and environment, maybe working in the occult or esoteria, possibly in a religious order, being very involved with the church, or, whatever it is. But and very actively so, not in a way that's just kind of, I'm like only doing this on the weekends, or, this is like a phase, or whatever, a put on. No, this is a person that, and your mother, and I believe this is your mother, a person who deeply dwells in these realms. As a child, I think grew up, maybe people within the family knew there are moments of prophecy, being able to see things happening before they do, having dreams about things they shouldn't necessarily know about, probably being somewhat of a precocious child, that is to say, seeming quite older than they are. There are beings that you will meet that just seem ancient. They just seem to know things that you think, how have you even been exposed to that? Like, well, these very deep esoteric concepts, right? And so, I think that this is, the witch mother of your life. Now, I don't know if they were a witch, or if she was a witch, or is a witch, or goes by something else, or maybe nothing at all, right? But I do feel that you have inherited the same abilities, okay? You absolutely are prone to this work as well. And, that's a thing that I think that you have in some ways been coming to terms with over time, right? Finding your power, accepting it, right? And figuring out how to navigate it. I think you've spent a lot of time in your life not hiding these things, but kind of minimizing them. Thinking, oh, I'm just really good at reading people. I'm just really good at looking for the patterns and anticipating what is next. Things, just happen in my life. Maybe they seem, kind of supernatural, or a little bit odd, high strangeness. It's not a coincidence, though. You're surrounded by this magical world, and that I think is inherited, definitely. Now we have the number 8. Okay, so the number 8 is important, and I was just gonna see. Oh yes, we have a capital A. We also have a C. Okay, a C over here. So maybe these are like CA, maybe they're initials, or an acronym, or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna look over here, and it looks like we have a boar. We also have a person kind of standing before this wild pig, right? And so you can see the boar here. You can see the person standing there. We have a bird overhead. So I feel, again, this is that mother energy. The boar to me is wildly and fiercely protective of their babies. Now, if you've ever seen videos of these wild pigs, they are apparently all over the Southwest and in Texas, and other parts of the country. They are considered kind of an invasive species. They were introduced by the Spanish during the colonization, and they have just run rampant. Apparently, they're bad for crops and other livestock and stuff. So, that is to say, they aren't always looked upon so kindly. But, me being myself, I don't necessarily look at that context as much. And I look at the way that they interact, how powerful they are. You can imagine little herds of them. Just kind of, they're like berserkers, right? They're just absolutely, they just bring chaos. They are very in line with that energy of the goddess Eris, right? Shout out to the subgenius. So yes, hail Eris, as they say. So Eris is the goddess of discord and chaos, okay? Not always a welcome thing, but also the great mover, right? Where there are blockages, where things are getting stale, stagnant, immovable, feel immovable, right? This energy comes in and just absolutely changes everything. So I feel there is kind of a dance with that chaos for you. I think that there are kind of, it feels like emanations of wanting this deeper change, becoming aligned with the fierce loyalty, devotion, that powerful kind of primal instinct, but also really wanting to kind of shake things up a little bit, right? And so we also have the bird over top. And I feel that this is kind of a confirmation of, moving in that direction. The divine is, kind of working in tandem with you, okay? So, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. We all need a little bit of chaos in our life once in a while. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do the divine doors, and I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. Yes, one of my favorites. Any building that has plants growing on it, or, it is succumbing to the trees, I'm in love. Absolutely in love. It's just gorgeous. This is the aesthetic of my dream world, definitely. Okay, it says hummingbird song. Nectar of sweetness and joy it brings. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. Yes. I'm going to take that with me. Take that energy. Absolutely. All right, Libra, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, I would be so pleased. I do. I read them all. And if I haven't commented back to you, worry not. I remember your screen names. I remember the little profile pictures. There are people who used to comment all the time months ago, 6 months ago. I will still remember you if you come back and comment again. I remember all of the cumulative stories that I start to pick up on as people comment more and more. I love getting to know all of you. You know, it's one of the great blessings of having a channel like this. So also, if it's your first time here, definitely shout it out in the comments. All right, Libra, I'm going to go ahead again and tell you I love you. Take care of yourself. This is coming out on the 4th of July, like I had mentioned. So, excuse me, I got to get a little drink. So please be safe, okay? Don't get in the car if you've been partaking, and, you know, don't get in a car with somebody else who is, you know, and been partaking, maybe is inebriated. Please be very conscious of the drivers that are around you, even if you are, you know, in your front yard or whatever. Just, you know, be on caution. But also, please fully enjoy. Go look at those fireworks, or, you know, the parade, or whatever it is that you're going to do. We're going to a parade. Fireworks are usually too late. I love them. I know that they're very disruptive to the environment and to the, you know, to the community, especially people that have troubles with like loud sounds and the lights and everything else. I understand. I get startled easily. I have PTSD, or CPTSD actually, and I fully understand that kind of startle thing that happens. And you know, having kind of a reaction, right, going into kind of an episode. But you know, with all that said, I still love the fire. I don't know. There's something so magical. I think it's just, it reminds me of being a kid. When I, you know, growing up, we would go to my grandma's house. I would swim all day and eat hot dogs and stuff, and, you know, watermelon and fruit and other fruit, and, you know, hang out, get absolutely worn out. And then by evening, sit on the front lawn and watch the fireworks go off. And there's just something, I don't know, in my mind, it felt really magical, you know. And I guess it's one of the few really happy memories of my youth. So I guess that's just it. But yeah, so, you know, if you're in America and you are partaking, just watch out for yourself and eat some good food. For the rest of you, I send my love. Go have a nice weekend, and stay cool or stay warm wherever you are. So anyways, I'm rambling on here. I love you all. We'll talk in a couple days. Good night.